Hi everyone, it's Lillian here from Stamper's Niche. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada. And I love to spend Monday evenings with you. Both my husband and I are in our happy places on Monday evenings. He's busy watching football and I'm getting to craft with you. Monday nights is a place where we come together and we chat, we craft, and together we unlock some paper crafting fun. So let's go down to my desk and see what I have down ready for us tonight. Now, as I'm going down to my desk, just hop on, say hello if you want. Why don't you share one crafting supply or tool that starts with the letter of your name? For example, goodness, what's happening here? There we go. One is, for me, my name's Lillian. It starts with an L, so Lemon Lime Twist. And I had some time to think about this a little bit. So I found that I thought, well, what else other than the color of paper? And so I went and checked the index of the catalogs, and I found some stamp sets that begin with L. I found some embellishments that begin with L. So hi everybody, let's see what stamping tool or craft or item that you can find that begins with the letter of your name. And so glad to have so many of you saying hello and where you're joining from. That is excellent. So just before we get going, I just have one thing I want to point out. There's a new paper pumpkin kit, so you can order anytime up until October the 10th. I would suggest sooner rather than later. And looking at this, it looks like the cards are shaped like a Christmas village, and it says, create sparkling Christmas cards. Now let's see why they said that. So the kit includes 8 cards and bases for each of both designs, 8 coordinating envelopes, 1 real red Stampin' Spot. So a Stampin' Spot is the little mini ink pads, 1 glitter glue. Ooh, so that's going to help with the sparkle, right? Pre-cut pieces and a stamp set. So there you go. Lemon Lolly, yes, Linda. Okay, I'm seeing some great names come in. Excellent. I got sidetracked. Sorry. Lost Lagoon. Great way to play along here. So let's just get going. And as you're continuing to do that, I'm just going to share. Oh, my computer's frozen. There we go. Share this video in my group because some people find us there. But we're actually on the page. And then I'm going to ask you, what is something in the catalog that you didn't notice at first and then noticed a little later? Or maybe we'll share something tonight that's you haven't noticed yet or haven't paid attention to. I would call it a sleeper or something like that, because I know many of you have been through the catalog many times, but I want to share with you one that I found, well, I didn't notice it until I saw somebody else using it, and that is, it's on page 64, and it is called Curved Occasions. So it's a bundle, and it has this stamp set here, and then it has this punch. So the punch cuts out this. I went through the catalog, and I just kind of went, oh, yeah, right, yeah. And then another demonstrator did a video for all demonstrators, actually, and she did a card for each of the images. And then I started to really look at it. It's got great words. These images could be for all kinds of occasions, and this is a neat shaped punch. So let's just look at the punch first. And somebody said that they hadn't noticed the new masks. Yeah, that's easy to miss, the masks, because they're hard to see, and I just got mine, so I might be showing you the masks in the near future. So here is the punch right here. I know there's a bit of a glare, so it actually is, it looks like a banner that's curved. So maybe you can see it a little bit more like from here. So what I did is I have punched it out a few times, as you can see. And, you know, getting acquainted. So what do you see when you see this shape? For one thing, I see a smile. I see, I wonder, my brain's going, does it make a circle? No, but it makes parenthesis, right? Makes neat eyebrows. This is kind of neat. If I did two in a row, so I've done this one this way, this one this way. So, whoops, I'm trying to do it. I think I have to cut it smaller. Yeah, just let me cut this and let me show you. I need to cut this off a little bit. And this is what I do when I'm exploring something with new stuff, is I start to just play around. So if I've done that and I bring this in and join it up, and I got this idea right from the catalog, I kind of make a pathway, right? Or it looks like something from the ocean, that kind of thing. So now maybe your brain is going a little bit. Let's just see what else we can find out here. So the stamp set really does fit a multitude of occasions. So I've had a lot of fun with it, and I'm going to show you what we did in our stamp club this last week. It was actually, what did I do with it here? Oh, here it is. I've got it right on top. When I advertise about Stampin' Time, it's my stamp club. We get together once a month and we make some cards. People can come on a drop-in basis or come every month. So we took the, I'm blanking out all of a sudden. I talked about it anyway, you know what I mean. We took this thing and we stamped it in and embossed it on here, and then we used the holographic paper here like that, and it just went like that. So we're going to basically do this design tonight, but we're going to step up this part a little bit. And I was inspired by what that demonstrator had shown me. Her name was Ruth Norton. She didn't show just me, she showed all of us. But she took each image in the stamp set. So each of these images, let's see, let's put it like that so it's not a glary thing for you. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. And she used the same design. So she punched the shapes out and sort of made this pattern. She actually cut everything out, but I was a little too lazy. So I just stamped on the circle, and then she stamped the words on the little arch thingy. So there's that one. So there's the car. Here is another version of the disco ball. That's what it is, disco ball. Same design. Right? Here are the flowers. So a totally different look. The roller skates. I can think of all kinds of people to give that to. I could have got the cards right side up, couldn't I? On a birthday card, it could be a wedding card, all kinds of different things like that. So to me, that was what was mind-blowing. All she changed were the colors and the stamps. The design was the same, right down to even the placement of the bow on every one of them. And so once you get a design that works for you, you can really make it work for you. So let's get started on the card we're going to make tonight. So it's loosely based on this. So that being said, which would you like us to use tonight? We're going to change out the color. We're going to make the disco ball one. So should we make it in Coastal Cabana or Smoky Slate? And to help you with your decision, this is the holographic paper. So the holographic paper, I don't know how to get rid of that. That's actually silver. This is more of an ombre and it, okay, sorry. And this is sort of beveled silver. So I don't know how to get rid of that reflection. It's really holographic. It picks up all the lights. So which should we go with? Should we go with Smoky Slate or Coastal Cabana? All right. Smoky Slate, Coastal Cabana. You can just say gray, blue, or whatever. To me, that's a blue. Some of you might call it green. I don't know. Which color should we use for our card base? Let me know. I see Coastal Cabana first. Okay, we'll go with Coastal Cabana. Here we go. So first off, we're using a half a sheet of cardstock. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 scored in the middle. It's pretty basic measurement there. So we'll just burnish that fold with the bone folder and put that to the side. The next layer is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to emboss this, and you get one more choice here. Should we emboss it with the Basics 3D embossing folder, or should we mix it up and use the Painted Texture 3D? So which one should we use, Basics or Painted? Basics or Painted? And while you're putting that in, I'm going to bring my machine in. Basics or Painted? Basics or Painted? I'm not seeing an answer here. Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, do you know what? Because I used Basics on the last one, I'm going to, oops, I'm seeing Basics now. Alrighty, the answers were slow coming across. We're going to use the Basics, but you can see where the Painted would work. So I'm putting this in. Remember, on this particular embossing folder, it doesn't matter. But if you're new to embossing folders, this black line, if you line it up there, everything's straight. And I've taken everything off of here. So I'm just starting with platform number 1. I'm putting the folder in fold first, making sure it's centered and not hanging over the edge. And then I'm using specialty plate number 4 because this is a 3D embossing folder. And we'll run it through just like that. And get this out of the way so we can see a little better. I love the texture embossing folders add. To me, it's like magic. So now we've got these 2 pieces ready. Now we need those swirly things. So we're going to bring in our punch. We're going to bring in our holographic paper. So we need 2 of each of the kinds. So this is a scrap. I'm going to use this scrap. So there's 1. I'll put it up so you can see the pretty side. So, oh my goodness, with all the lights on in here, it's blinding to look at. I just have to tell you that. So we've got 2 of the silver, and then this is the silver that has the design in it. We need 2. Got 2 of those. And then this is it looks like it's blue or red. It's actually more ombre. So this looks really blue in real life, and this looks really red, and it's all from the same piece. So because I have this scrap, this is what I'm going to use. There we go. Put that to the side. And what we're going to do here, and I should have my silicone mat, but my silicone mat is doing duty right now holding a bunch of dimensional pieces. So we'll live dangerously. And we're going to decide, I think I'll go this way, and I think I'll have this one in the middle. So I want this one to go the opposite. It's always good to sort of make your plan, because otherwise you can end up it not going the way you wanted, right? And that happens to me even when I do make a plan sometimes. But okay, there's how I want things to go. And you might be saying, but there's a space in the middle. But guess what? This covers that space, and no one knows that you've got a space in the middle. So let's glue these down. I'm going to line this up on my grid paper so that I have a bit of a starting point. I love my grid paper. Woo, I got a little too much on that one. I'm just going to bring another one in and take some of the excess off, just like that. So this one's going to go down first. And I'm going to go, approximately the middle with that. So, I know what I wanted to show you. I'll do it with the rest. So I'm lining it up with the edge of the paper. And because I use the liquid glue, I can guide it a little bit. But you know what works really good? And when I was making a bunch of these, I brought in my paper trimmer. You know how there's a lip here on the arm? There's a lip here too. I put it here, and then I know that I've got it going right towards the edge. So I'm going to move these to the side, and I'm going to flip this around because I want both. I've got glue on this one, and I want it to be sort of across, just like that. Now we're going to bring in, so this is the one that's got the silver with the design on it. Oh, my glue's been on the wrong end for too long. Going to, this way I can get it right up to the edge. This technique of putting it right on the edge, butting it up like that, it's a technique I forget, and it works like a charm. So if you can get yourself trained to do that, you will find it's really, if you're trying to line things up right with the edge of a paper, it works beautifully. Ooh, I'm really liking these colors. All right, this is silver. Now I have to, this is silver. So I want this to go here. Now, normally I don't use liquid glue with foil papers, because once you get foil on it, or glue on the foil, you can't get it off. Pardon me. But just like I did there. Pardon me. But, you know, sometimes you just have to live dangerously. And so guess what's going to get embellished? That little one there. So now I've got it on like that. I can move this out of the way, and I've got this ready to go. Now I am going to work on the white circle. So what I did is I cut out a circle from the Stylish Shapes, and I chose to use this second largest, not the largest one, but the next one. So it's that one right there. And we're going to stamp in Versamark and emboss in silver. And then we're also going to live dangerously and do the same here. So let's bring in our embossing buddy. And while we've got it out, you know what? I think I've got it here. We're going to stamp the inside of the card too. We're going to have a disco ball all over the place. We're going to have a party. All righty. So let's bring in the stamp. Let's bring in the Versamark and the silver embossing powder, which I must have put away. It's a good thing my room is small. I just have to turn around and I'm good to go. Now this is a photopolymer stamp, and yes, you can stamp right on your desk, but you get a better impression if you put a cushion of some sort underneath. So I am going to put my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath and ink this up and stamp. Now, Versamark ink, ooh, I have 2 circles there. I'm ready for anything. Versamark ink stays wet for a long time. If it's not staying wet, you likely need to re-ink your pad. But it will stay wet for a long time. Like I'm saying hours, even days. Don't test me on that one, but it will stay wet for a long time. So never feel like you have to panic with Versamark. I'm not sure I got the stars. There we go. And I'm going to have it just go a little bit off here. There, we'll move that out of the way and bring in our embossing powder. In the class the other night, they were mentioning I might need to get some more. I'm running a little low, but we've got enough for tonight, that's for sure. But it is heading into Christmas season when we use a lot. How many of you use a lot of embossing powder, particularly at Christmas time, when you're making your Christmas crafts? I had one lady who loves to emboss, so she says she loves to come to the Christmas classes because she knows we'll be embossing for sure. So there we go. And there we got that. Where's my other one? We've got this one here. And all I'm really worried about for this one is the disco ball itself. So that's why I used such a tiny piece. And because I didn't want to waste that special paper. And there we go, like that. Just brush any excess off. Put the lid on. Now we're going to heat it up. Bring in my heat tool, so it's going to get a bit noisy. Once it gets heated up, it goes pretty fast, but it takes a moment for the heat tool to heat up. And then you're going to see that powder melt and transform into being shiny. There, you can see it start to go now. And if your paper starts to kind of warp, remember you can heat from underneath too, and it helps to flatten it or make it a little more flat. We've got that one. This one, I think I want my tweezers. I don't want to burn my fingers. I love the tweezers that come in the Stampin' Editions kit. They hang on so nice and firmly. They are my favorites. So we've got that one. Now we've got one more little one here. And you might say, why would you do silver on silver? I just wanted to see what it looked like, and when I experimented, I decided I liked it. There. So I don't know, can you see how it is? There. So now I think we are ready to start to put some things together. So what's going to happen? Oh, we need the words yet. So this is for the inside. So for the outside, we are going to cut this out and place it over top of here for some dimension. We could also bring in, if you didn't want to do this step, you could bring in Wink of Stella and color and add some sparkle that way too. So you can add sparkle however you want, but definitely calls for sparkle. So to save a little bit of time, I cut one of these out, but where did it go? I had it here just a moment ago. Here it is. So all I did was take my paper snips, and it was pretty easy to cut out. All I wanted to cut out was the ball like that. and I left just a little bit of a border. I couldn't find a punch or a die that matched this well enough to just cut it, do that. So a little bit of fussy cutting, but it was pretty easy. So I'm going to bring in dimensionals. I might as well use these that are waiting to be used up. Oh, we'll use that one. It'll fill that right up. So we'll put that right here. And by stamping it first and then adding this, it still looks like it's part of it there. So now we're going to put this on here, but before we do that, we should do the words. So let's look at the words again. What words, and don't worry about the curve, but what words would you put on this card? We chose happy dance, but what words would you like to put on this card? While you're doing that, I'm going to bring in some scrap paper. Any word choices that you want? Make today yours. Okay, where is that? Here it is, right here. Make today yours. Oh, look at that. This came right up. Now, we have a problem. We have a straight stamp set and a curved punch. What are we going to do? Well, what we're going to do is curve the stamp set. And so you obviously you could do this with any of your photopolymer stamps. So any that are a little bit narrow, they're going to work with this punch. It doesn't just have to be this stamp set. So now are we going to want the words to go like this or like that? So on this card, we put it underneath. It looked a little bit like a snow globe. We could do it like that. I think I'm going to stay like that. So we want the words to be able to curve like that. So we want them to go into the punch like this. So why am I doing that? Otherwise, I'm visual. If I tried to just do it, I likely would get it upside down and backwards. So you can do it right onto the punch, and you can go like, whoops, I need to do this. And then you can bring in, and this is what you do. I practice this, and even so there, you can see the design through the block. Now you can put this on your block and just follow that design. So there, you've got it right like that. Do you see how I did that? The other thing you can do is you can have it like a template and put it on your block. Follow it. So it's going to look like that. Now let's just see, is that going to work when I think it is. No time like the present to try, right? And if it doesn't work, well, we can always redo it. There we go. We're going to ink this up. I use the embossing buddy. Whoops, better bring back my pad here. Use some Versamark ink. Brings our silver back in. Look at that. It stuck just perfectly. We'll heat that up. There it goes. The magic's happening. We'll bring our punch in now. And we need to bring it from the other side. Oh, that just looks so much like a smile, doesn't it? There we go. And I want this just to be on the edge here, so I'm going to put my glue just a little bit here to hold it. Then I've got dimensionals that will go on and reinforce that. So make today yours. I love the silver and the Coastal Cabana together. Good choice, you guys. There we go. Now while that's setting, I'm going to put this on my card with dimensionals. Oh, I'm just going to use up all these scraps. Perfect. I was working on another project today, and these were the edges. And long story short, I couldn't use them on the project, but I knew I would use them eventually. Take the backings off. Center that here. And this is going to go on here. Now, just before we do that, I wanted to bring in some different ribbon. This is brand new ribbon. It's called Silver and White, and it is sheer ribbon. This ribbon has got me hooked. It really is sheer, but it's got the silver on it. It's soft, it's easy to use, and I was thinking that it might look nice instead of a bow on the side, like I did with this one here. It might look nice just tucked behind. So let's see what we think. Ooh, yeah, I think so. Who agrees? Just that little bit of softness behind. I think so. Bring in my ribbon scissors that cut only ribbon, right? And I'm going to bring in a little glue dot, which is right here, just to hold it together to make it easier to handle. Let's try it one more time before we... What do you think? Do you like that? Yeah, I think it looks pretty good myself. Okay, so there, we like it like that. We're going to put dimensionals on it again. Oh, we'll just use this whole big one here. I've got a dimensional mess here. There we go. Like that. Little overkill, but it'll work. I just saw somebody was saying we had all 4 seasons today. We had winter this morning, and then there was some spring and summer and fall all in one day. It was that kind of day, wasn't it? Okay. And then we'll just, I'm going to rest it just to make sure I like where I put it. I think it should be down just a little bit more. Oh, yes, it's making me happy. What do you think? And I think just to go with that, we're going to bring in the iridescent rhinestones. These rhinestones pick up whatever color they're with, and I think they will just finish it off. And so we've got to be a little bit strategic with that mess of glue over here. So let's put one right there. Always an opportunity to embellish, right? And we'll put one over here, and there we go. There's our card. So what do you think? And this is for the inside. Can you think of somebody in your life that would like that? I think we did okay with that. So just a little review of some of the other things that I've done with this. Some I have shown you before. They were the cards that I showed you at the beginning and how versatile this stamp set is. The other thing is you can, like for example, the little cake, you could do some baking and put this with it. And so it's a totally different look. This is kind of, I don't know, funky looking. And this is sort of almost wedding-ish. So you all from the same stamp set. Then I made a little car tag using the Country Corners dies. So just like that. This is, another demonstrator demonstrated this, but just doing some masking and sponging around the disco ball. So there's another idea. You can tell I was on a disco ball kick. And I did one more. This was going to be the card I was going to do tonight. And then I thought, no, I think I want to do this one because I wanted to show how to use the punch and the curve the letters. But here I cut the words apart and did it like that and added a bit of silver here. So there's that. This one, if you look in the catalog, where did I put my catalog? Here it is. They cut out this trough here and turned it into a place for the car to travel, the road for the car to travel down. Now, we used to make these, and I hadn't made one for years, but I made this one, and you can see that it goes like that. Now, we used to, disco ball could be a Christmas ornament. Most definitely, Linda. Ooh, I like that idea. Okay, there's another use for it. So this is one that has movement, and I put the sun in the background, and the clouds I got from the Give It a Whirl dies, and then I used the banner as a little flag here. And this I've shown before. This is likely what sold me on the to begin with, was taking the Nested Essentials dies, the biggest one, and punching a hole, going like that, and then adding this shimmer paper. It's from the annual catalog on the specialty. Let me just show you one more time in case some of you are new to watching. Didn't see when I shared it before. So it is really easy to miss. It's this package of paper right here. It is gorgeous shimmer paper. So it has those colors. They're beautiful. There's some that work great for Christmas, for all different seasons, or for birthdays or anything. But there we go. So there is one other way of using that. So hope that has, well, let's take one more look at these. The inspiration to begin with. You can get all different looks from the one set. So hope that has your mind going as to what you could do with that set. Maybe it's got you looking at the catalog and saying, maybe there's some other things I've missed. I better take a closer look. So do that as well. And of course, if you want the PDF, it will be in Thursday's newsletter, so make sure you've subscribed to my newsletter. And I invite you to like or comment or subscribe to this or my YouTube channel if you're watching there. That I'd always so appreciate it. And as always, if you want to know anything more or you need some help, I'm here to help you. So take care, everybody. So glad you could join me tonight and have fun. Bye-bye.